What you had during that period of time, call it that 10-year period, from 2008 to 2018, was a shortage. You didn't have a lot of new houses and a lot of new supply being added to the U.S. And this is, just go online and look, you'll see. And the reason was the GFC. So what you had is you had population growth, household formation going up, but no new added supply, period. That created a shortage, period. So then you just keep following the line. If you look at population growth, it's like this, right? Unlike Japan, you know what I mean? It's like this. So then what happened was new rates were lower. People started building again, and we just started getting our momentum again, right? And I'm talking about single family, I'm talking about multifamily, I'm talking about just construction.
In 2018, we started.
Yeah, it was actually before that, but it takes a while for the lag to hit. And then we started getting there, and then the pandemic, you know what I mean, just kind of took the wheels off again. We never really caught up. There's all this data. There's the National Home Builders. There's the National Association of Realtors. There's Zillow. There's Realtor.com. There's all kinds of people that have studied this in nauseam. So all you got to do is go look. It's online everywhere. The thing is, it's anywhere from 4 million to 8 million short. So that's the estimate. Now, depending on who it is, so if it's the low housing coalition, low income housing coalition, it's high, on the higher end. But Zillow just came out recently and said it's about 4.5 million. Realtors about the same. National Association of Realtors is about the same. So they're all around 4 or 5 million. So it's somewhere in there, let's say. So we do have a housing shortage, for sure. And it's a result of the 10-year period after the GFC, period. That's what happened. If you go back and look, you'll see there's just not a lot of new home starts during that period of time. There's not a lot of lending. If a bank's taking on a whole bunch of real estate, they're not going to lend. So all of that just kind of, everybody hit the brakes in 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And I was in the middle of this. I went through this personally. You're not thinking of building in 2009 and 2010. You know, things are crazy.
There were so many different properties in the market.
And all this stuff on the market. And, you know, like why would you build a house when you can buy one at 50 cents on the dollar? The supply, the sheer supply of homes on the market in 2008, 2009, restricted really the viability, the financial viability of anything being built. That all had to make its way through, and it did. And then eventually all that stuff got absorbed. And then what happened? During that period of time, all those people that lost those homes, guess what they did? They moved over to the rental side of the equation. So all of a sudden, we had these people that were in homes shift over to rentals because that's what you do. And what did that do? That all of a sudden put a tremendous amount of supply on the rental market. A lot, because you had millions of people move over into the rental. Now, all over the country, of course, right? So each market is very unique. But so that's what was really happening from a 30,000 foot view. And then what happened was we started getting back, but we never quite made it. The people that are talking about a crash today, I always wonder, well, doesn't a crash have to have defaults? Doesn't a crash have to have a lot of foreclosures? You know, doesn't the crash have to have a deep discount and a lot of MLS? You have to have a oversupply problem for a price correction. We're just not there. Right now, we are just under 1 million listings, which is the low number of pre-pandemic. So pre-pandemic was 1 million to 1.2 million. We're at 1 million. Is it possible that we have more on the MLS and more inventory? Of course, right? It's definitely possible. But what we really have, the real issue today, is the people who own homes. 80% of the people that own homes have a mortgage rate under 6%. So that's the real issue. So you've got all these people with all this equity. Prices went up to $415,000. Now they have come down to about $4,000. But in 2019, they were 300. So think about that. In 6 years, home prices went from 300 to 400. Now this is national, of course. So you've got all this locked in equity, and these people have these low rates, 3, 4, 5%. They're not going anywhere because their payment's so low. So they have what I call trapped equity. It's really like piggy bank money, right? It's almost like a savings in their house. They're not going to take out $100,000, $200,000, $300,000, $400,000 at a 6 or 7% rate when they've got a 4. You know, they're just not, because it costs them a lot. So they're sitting there. And this is precisely what Trump is trying to do. He's trying to unlock the equity sitting in all the single family homes, which is smart, because if he's able to do that, what's going to happen? Realtors are going to benefit. Title companies will benefit. Mortgage companies will benefit. Renovation contractors will benefit. Subcontractors will benefit. Realtors will benefit. Like, not to mention the fact, what are they going to do with that money, right? They're going to go buy RVs. They're going to go buy boats. They're going to renovate kitchens. They're going to do all that stuff. So there's trillions of dollars sitting in people's equity in their homes.